3 out of 5 girls have PCOD or PCOS.
What?
Yeah, it's that common. And it's a vicious cycle, right? Your eating habits are bad, it can lead to it. Weight gain can lead to it. Not checking when your menstrual cycles are irregular, when you have a lot of pain, you have to get these things checked.
The first celebrity you trained back then?
I always say Kareena was my first celebrity,
was your
but when
first.
I used to do aerobics, I also had Dimple Kapadia coming and Ash coming and Gauri used to come, way back then when I used to do
Wow.
my step aerobic classes, like I call them.
What's your balanced thali like?
It has a lot of raw vegetables or cooked vegetables. It has protein and it has good carbs.
So what is your cheat meal of the day? Like,
Pani puri.
oh, pani puri, it's not that
No,
bad.
it's fried, yeah. But not 1, 2. I need to eat like 10, 15.
10, 15?
That's cheat meal.
And what is your cheat meal?
Chicken biryani.
Ah, I'm pretty close. Mine is butter chicken and garlic naan with lots of butter. Welcome to Unstoppable with Rohit Roy, the epitome of resilience and determination, fueled by the unwavering spirit of Ritebite Max Protein. And today we are privileged to present an extraordinary episode featuring two remarkable personalities and of course dear friends who have left an indelible mark in their respective arenas. First up, we have Yasmin Karachiwala, a beacon of inspiration in the realm of fitness and wellness. With her innovative approach to Pilates and unwavering commitment to holistic health, Yasmin has redefined the fitness landscape, transforming lives and empowering individuals to embrace a healthier lifestyle. And alongside her, we have the dynamic entrepreneur, philanthropist, cricket lover, and my very dear friend Poorna Patel Soni. Well, hailing from a business family in Mumbai, her father, of course, the former Civil Aviation Minister, Mr. Praful Patel. Poorna's journey from the corridors of business to the heart of philanthropy is nothing short of awe-inspiring. A mother of two cutie patooties, she still finds time to stay on course her fitness journey, which I have seen up close. Poorna, Yasmin, welcome to the show. With so many achievements.
Thank
so
you,
many
Rohit.
achievements you had,
Thank you.
so many feathers in your cap. How does it feel to be finally on my show? Yasmin, since it's a fitness-based podcast and she didn't want to be here, let's start with you. You started your personal fitness journey when you were 18, and I've heard a story about some friend inspiring you to join your local gym, and from
Right.
there you reach where you are. Tell us a story about your beginnings.
So basically, I was a really, really lazy kid. I never worked out.
Really?
Yeah, I never worked out. I hated working out. I wouldn't even walk to the kitchen to get myself a glass of water.
Sounds like
Yeah. And I would eat more than all the boys I knew. So I could really down a full
Wow.
pizza by myself and a full plate of biryani by myself. And my friend started dating someone and she wanted to look good, lose some weight. She forced me to join the gym with her.
My God, seems unbelievable
I
today.
was so angry, but it was, in those days, it was many, many, many years back.
Right.
Many decades back, I should say. It was, if you're my best friend, you'll do this kind of a
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
So
that
I
still
went.
works.
She knew exactly what she wanted to do. I went and saw some people dancing in a room and it said aerobics. I said, oh God, I'm a great dancer. I've totally got this.
I'll kill it.
Went into the room and I have made the biggest fool of myself because I didn't know how to do coordinated movements. So when the class was going right,
You were going left.
I was going left. When they were doing knee-ups, I was kicking people.
You still do that, you know that, right?
But now I do it
Welcome to the show.
consciously.
You
want
still do
to-
that.
Yeah, and that it just started. I was so embarrassed at the end of the class. Everyone gave me dirty looks. I felt like, how could I be so bad at something? And I kept going back to the class to
Because you
prove to
wanted to do
myself,
it.
to prove
Right.
to myself that I can do this. And one day the instructor was unwell. She called me up at home and said, "Can you teach my class?"
Oh,
Just
wow.
like that. And I said, "How can I teach it?" She said, "Just go play the cassette and do whatever comes to your mind." And that's how I started.
So you started accidentally teaching a class?
Yeah.
Just because she was not well?
Yeah,
God
but
bless
I
her.
mean, Poorna will vouch for this. When I finished the class, I felt so good because I could tell people what to do. They had to listen to me. I could boss over them. I was
Did you know each other
shouting.
then, back then?
No.
No.
She was, I think, just born. back
Right.
then.
It feels so good to hear.
Let's not talk about all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So yeah, and that's I was
that's
going
how
to
you
the
started
States.
and
Yeah,
got
when I
into
was
it.
21, I was going to the States for an exchange program.
Oh, nice.
And the same instructor said, "Why don't you go get certified? We don't have any certified instructors
Okay.
in India." So I went and I did my first certification. Again, I thought, I've got this. I didn't know anything. I taught a class. I had a lot of confidence back
Yeah,
then.
yeah, it's,
misplaced,
sure
but I
sounds
had
like
it.
that.
And
But sometimes it works.
it
works.
didn't. I
did?
failed. I did this whole training, and when the exam was there, it was multiple choice, which we never did in India back then. I was,
Right.
from Xavier's College, we had to write long essay answers, which I used to dhap all the time and get away with it. But here, multiple choice, I started doing tic-tac-toe
Oh my
because
God.
the answers were so
Close
close.
to each other.
And I failed. The passing percentage was 75. I got 70. Again, it was like a hit.
Hit and miss.
Yeah, and it hit my ego that
Oh.
I failed at something.
Right.
And went back again, did it, and here we are.
And so then you did overcome all those initial challenges
Yeah.
and then you made it happen. That's fantastic. That's what we want to talk about on this show, There are several things which kind of in life we fail at, but if you
Right.
persevere, you will pass. Talk about perseverance, ma'am. So, business family, political family, philanthropist, cricket lover, administrator. I really want to know, out of all these jobs, which is the closest to your heart and what is it that Poorna Patel likes to do?
You want an honest answer,
Honest
or
answer,
a
yeah.
political answer?
No
Take your
politics,
pick.
no politics here. Nothing, no politically correct answers.
So, but again, to start off with, I am my father's daughter.
Ah, exactly. There you go.
And from a very, very young age, we've been exposed to a world which is full of different people,
Right.
So for me, I would say I like a bit of everything, but if I were to take a pick, I would definitely say it was cricket.
Oh,
Because I started off my career at such a young age, and in a
so you started off in cricket with the BCCI? Was that
with
your
the
first
BCCI.
job? Okay.
That was so. I've done internships before. I've worked with Jet Airways when it was in the good
When
old
it was, yeah.
days. I worked with data management for Jet Airways. I worked with the Indian Express newspaper in Delhi. So I've done my fair bit
But
of
you were
everything.
born with a platinum smooth in your mouth. Why did you need to do all this? What was your end goal at that time?
Why did I do this?
Yeah, why did you need to?
Because if I were to not, I've never met my grandfather, but from whatever I've heard from my dad and the good old tales, my grandfather was a loader in his mama's beedi factory.
No. Are you serious?
Yeah, he was a
No,
loader.
I've never heard this story.
So it all started from there, where it was
Learn from the bottom.
It was you have to grow from within and deep down. So my dad always said you have to rough it out, and my dad lost his dad when he was just 13. So even though he had the platinum spoon, he had to learn everything by
But that's a fantastic piece of advice.
So-
you have to rough it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, so we were always made to rough it out from a very, very young age.
So today you would veer towards cricket and not towards business and politics?
It is politics, yes, of course. That
I
is-
just told you before we started that I want to join politics seriously to make a difference.
We'll have that chat.
Conversation
You said no
later.
political stuff, so maybe after
I
this
said
show.
no politically correct answers, but
Oh,
politics
okay.
we can discuss. Yasmin, so obviously, you started on a different path. She came from a different background, but started at the bottom. Both of you did.
Right.
What I actually never asked you this, that, it's great to be, I'm very enthusiastic about fitness. I'm very passionate about it, but to convert it into Yasmin's body image and create this whole brand and start it as a business, how did that come about and what was the inspiration and why did you do it?
I actually didn't do anything. I was a school teacher. That was
You were
my
a school
big
teacher?
passion. Yeah. My big passion was to teach children. So when I came back from the US, I did a whole year in Sophia's College, early childhood care and education. I was working at the Sadhana school. I was working at a French school for 7 years. And my passion was to teach children. I loved children.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And I used to teach children in the mornings, and then in the evenings I used to run my aerobic classes. And
so you were doing that simultaneously?
yeah, I was. In the mornings I would teach kids, and in the evenings I would teach adults how to be fit. And I did that for many years till I had my own children. And then I realized that when I came home from having a lot of patience for other people's children, I kind of didn't have the same
your own
kind of patience.
Oh,
And
damn.
I felt really guilty, and so I quit, teaching kids, and I went. I started.
You miss it? Do you miss it today?
No, not really, because I'm so. I did it for 7 years, and I'm very good with children.
Right.
So no, I didn't miss it at all, because I think I had my fill with it. Then I had my own kids, and when you have your own kids, your first
yeah,
3,
your
4
hands are
years,
full.
you can't think of anybody else's children but your own. And I have 2 boys, so it was not easy until they were 15.
Right.
They were 2 years apart. There was always chaos in the house.
Oh yeah, boys are totally different from girls.
And when the kids were born, then I started doing my personal training, certification.
So you had moved towards the business aspect of training?
No, I just did what felt good, what felt natural. Like I was doing aerobic classes, and I wanted to become a personal trainer. So I did my personal training course. I started training people. I would go to their houses. I hated it because in those days, like 20 years back,
It
you went to
wasn't that
people's
cool,
house,
yeah.
more than 20. You'd go, the sabziwala would come, dhobi
Right.
would
Oh,
come.
that can be so
If it was
irritating, yeah.
men, it was business calls, which were always more important than you. And you couldn't go to their house and tell them, put your phone away, or don't do this, or you cannot speak to this one.
Today
right?
you would, right?
Today, no, so I started calling them to my house.
Oh.
I converted my guest room into a studio,
Oh.
and I started calling people home, and they were like, why should we come? It was not a concept back then. People would train with their trainers in the gym or in their homes, and I was like, no.
You're actually the
come
one
to-
who's paved this path of personal fitness.
Yeah, kind of, right.
Absolutely, for
So
sure.
then I started calling them home, and I was like, you want to train with me, you come to my house. And I was very selective, obviously, about who I would let into my house. And that's how
Who was
it
the
grew.
first celebrity you trained back then? I know
So,
who you're training now, Katrina.
I always say
Kareena.
Kareena was my first celebrity,
She was your
but when
first.
I used to do aerobics, I also had Dimple Kapadia coming, and Ash coming, and Gauri used to come,
Way back then?
way back then when I used to do
Wow.
my step aerobic classes, like I call them. So that's how it just grew. And then from my guest room, I took over my living room. From the living room, I have a terrace flat. I built a little corner where it was my studio. It exploded. I rented a apartment. I bought an apartment next to my house, a 1-bedroom, converted it into a studio.
So it was a journey that
The
you...
day I opened, the building put a case on me that you can't have a commercial gym in
Of
the
course.
building. So for 2 years, I went to court every fortnight to fight the building. And so it just grew. And at one point, my brother's a businessman. And he would always tell me, I think you need to go to a bigger space now. And I'd be like, no, I'm fine. And he said, he'd always encourage me. And then when I started franchising, it was his idea
to
that
grow
I
the
think you
business.
should grow in. I mean, you made a name for yourself. You have this niche brand. You're doing Pilates. You're the pioneer of Pilates in India. Start growing. And that's how the franchise started.
Fantastic. Yeah,
And
that's...
I'm now learning how to be a businesswoman.
Now you're learning after
Yeah,
so many
at my
years of
old
being
age,
a woman.
yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, because learning never stops. You can
It
keep
never
learning till
does,
the end of the
yeah.
day.
Poorna
Going back
knows
to that
that.
cricket thing that you just said, I wanted to ask you. We've got several matches to watch it, and I know you're passionate about cricket. And of course, you've been a cricket administrator. You're not doing it now. You're not pursuing that now, even though you love it so much. So why? And secondly, did you become passionate about cricket after your stint as an administrator, or did you always love the game of cricket?
So to answer the second question first, I just come back from college, and Lalit Modi is like a godfather to me.
Okay.
And I just happened to go watch the first game of the IPL and
Oh,
the
you just went
inaugural
to
match,
watch. Right.
inaugural match of the IPL in Bangalore. And Lalit comes up to me. He's like, "What are you doing day after?" I said, "Why?" He's like, "Just come meet me at my office." This was the first inaugural match of the IPL. I go to meet Lalit. He's like, okay, you're joining me after a few days. I said, joining
said,
for
what?
what? He's like, come work for me. I said, okay. So that's
But that
how-
time you were working for the BCCI?
No. For the BCCI, no, I was not. And he just, I don't know why, he thought I had an eye for making this work. I had
nice.
no
I was not aware.
prior, so I had knowledge of the game as a sport, as a spectator, as a fan, but nothing beyond that. So that's why I literally
So
just
you
got-
actually nurtured the IPL during its nascent stages?
correct.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Thanks
that's
for
why
the passes. So why not now? If you love it so much, I don't get it. I mean, it's like he's chasing, I don't want to
So
train people anymore.
I'm on this journey of motherhood right now, though my
Of
kids are
course.
4.5.
Of course.
I was very clear, which Yas knows, that I wanted to give the first 5 years of the children to
It's
them.
very
Undivided attention. I have twins, a boy and a girl.
Oh, yes.
So it's a full-time
Are they
job.
different from each other, boys and girls?
Chalk and cheese.
Oh,
Chalk and cheese,
yeah.
chalk and
Chalk
cheese.
and
Yes,
cheese.
yes, I've heard about that. I thought maybe twins are similar.
No, my son is an innocent saint. My
Oh, really?
daughter, oh my God, yeah.
So Tara is the devilish one and he's the
Tara
angel.
is wildfire.
Oh my God. God bless Namit as if she's growing up.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go back to your training days, and you of course now train so many people. Like let's not only talk about the stars, but you train different people. You also train my friend Poorna Patel here, along with the other ones like Deepika and Kareena and Krishna and all that. My question to you always, my daughter also goes to you, and she loves it, by the way.
I love her.
Yeah, she absolutely, the first thing before she lands, Papa, have you spoken to them? I said, yeah, come. So is it like, is it one size fits all, or do you train
Never.
and tailor it according to?
So you work out and you know that one size never fits
Never
all
fits all,
because
yeah.
all sizes are different.
Right.
All needs are different. Everyone.
So even the Pilates routines are different for everybody?
Yes,
Oh.
yes. They're very, very different. It's very different when you come back from an injury. It's very different when you come back from an illness. It's very different when you're at your peak of fitness.
And
It's
then as
very
you-
different for an elder citizen compared to an athlete that we're training, So everything is customized for everyone. We have some principles in Pilates, and we use the principles for whoever we're training.
And
But we
anybody
train-
can follow this
anyone
Pilates?
from the age of 10 to 100. A friend of mine was just telling me, she said, you've not got as many people joining you after watching Katrina or Deepika's video as you
As
have
much,
watching Helen
of
Khan's
course,
video.
because, yeah,
and
at
I
that
said,
age
yeah,
you want to
it's
be...
very-
I said,
inspiring.
that's what it's all about. And that's where your heart feels like
You've
I'm
achieved
doing
something,
the right
right.
thing, right? When kids want to come back to you,
Right.
when
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they're coming back from their holidays, calling up their parents saying, we want to come back. When elderly citizens want to come, they've not been able to walk. It's changed their life and they're confident. And of course, when my friends were super fit, and you have to see us working out together.
I have actually once. When Kiara was there, I saw both of you working out. But anyway, that brings me to our super fit friend. We all know, I'm a dad. I was a stay-at-home dad for 6 months to see my daughter complete her 6-month thing because I thought it was very important. We all know how difficult motherhood can be.
Yeah.
I've known you for a better part of a decade, and you have transformed. Whether you like to say it or don't like to say it, but you have transformed. And since the time you started going to Yasmin, the two questions here. So, A, were you ever kind of conscious of your body type, or was it only post your motherhood that you wanted to create a...
No. So I've honestly had a very, very tough teenage life where, though now, it's very common now to hear of things like PCOD and,
Right.
But back then it was
Can you
a
tell our
big
viewers
deal.
what PCOD stands for and what happens?
It's polycystic ovaries disorder or syndrome, either
Okay.
as some people call it PCOS or
PCOS and
PCOD. And I was diagnosed with PCOD at the age of 13. At the age of 13 and a half, I had a cyst the size of a melon in my ovary, which
Oh my God.
I had to get operated for
At 13?
at 13.
Wow.
Back then, we did not have. So what most people don't know is that the only medication for PCOD is birth control, you know.
Oh my God.
So back then we didn't even have advanced birth control like how we have today. So the traditional birth control made me go from 55 kilos to 109 kilos post-surgery.
Yeah.
Post-surgery, it's real. And you know, today this millennial generation is very accepting of body types.
Correct.
You know, we call it voluptuous, you know, curvaceous or whatever.
Yeah.
Back then it was moti, jadi,
jari,
patli.
yeah.
There was
And if you're a
there was
Gujarati, you're
nothing.
jari anyhow.
I know there was nothing.
My God.
There was nothing called being polite and nice.
Right.
So for me, it was while everyone else was having fun, going to the movies, buying beautiful clothes and shoes, I was struggling to find denim size 18 in the US because I was like, I
Oh
can't
my
find
God.
clothes here. It was hard. And it was not
And at
because
13, that's not the
it was,
age where you want to go through
It was
that.
just very
There
hard.
was no body positivity.
Yeah.
Back then, I'm talking about almost
You know,
close
quite
to 30
honestly,
years
I
ago.
don't even think there's too much now. It's just that now the people speak about it in these kind of gatherings. But I was bullied as a
I
child.
think you get
I was
called
fat.
out if you shame somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Just to
Now.
get called out now. You know,
Yeah.
back then, I used to be
So-
called Jadia. They never referred to me by name. In school, I was bullied because I was fat. I was like about
I was
85.
called Tondu.
Really?
Tondu.
So that's one thing we have in common.
I had like this nice little paunch and my friends used to call me
Tondu.
Tondu.
I used to be called
And
Jadia
sometimes it's our
Bose Roy.
parents also, right? For me, my mom would always say, "Pet jo pet bhar aavi gayu chhe." Like, look at your stomach,
God.
it's come out. So I always looked into the mirror and looked at my stomach first. Because my mother said it and my
Yeah.
mother didn't mean it badly.
No, of course. They
Right,
had
but they-
so
it-
my
it
mother
made
used to
such
do the
an
reverse.
impact.
कि कितना पतला हो गया है खाना खा. When I was 80 kilos at 15 or 14, she used to say, "You've become so thin. Come on, eat more."
And see, if we were the millennials or the Gen Zs, we would say our parents caused a disorder in our brain, you know, like they caused us to whatever because they said, "Bahut patla ho gaya" when you were fat, or they said "tondu" when you were not so
Not
big,
so,
or
yeah,
you know.
correct.
But
Yeah.
we accepted it and we moved on and we learned how to deal with it.
Yeah, but
How did you, I was getting back to
Yeah.
that thing, how did you deal with that? Because that, at 13, if you go through all that, the kind of mental strength you need to overcome that. I mean, I was body shamed. I didn't know it was called body shaming back then.
I
But-
think I became a bit of a loner, to be very honest, when I was on the medication and when I couldn't do anything about the weight because I could diet, I could exercise, I could do all
Nothing
of
was
that, but
working.
it was not budging. So the minute when I got off that medication, from that point, here we are today, there was no looking back. There was not even one day when I wanted to stop or give up or ever wanted to go back
Go
to
back
that
there.
point again.
So that fear is always there. I don't want to
It's
look like
you know,
that.
they say deep-rooted childhood fears.
Yes.
I think that
yes,
was
absolutely.
that was one of them, or that rather still is one of the things.
So that's again something that we have in common. Because of my childhood and because of having gone through that, I never want to be fat. In fact, Mansi says you're like a dog with a bone, little bit here and there, and you want to go to Panch Karma.
Yeah, yeah. I was
So
like,
another
whatever.
thing, is, because since it's a fitness show, how do you diagnose that? And today there must be more treatments than what you were talking about way back
The
then.
medication
Birth
has advanced a lot more than what it was.
And how
30
do you
years
diagnose
ago.
it to yourself? Do you come to know there's something wrong in your
I
system?
mean, of course, it's a medical diagnosis. Like you can tell there's something wrong with you.
With
Like
you.
you know, irregular cycles. Which,
Right.
Like you know, a lot of people get a little embarrassed to talk about, but that is
You have to
one
talk
of the
about it.
diagnoses for PCOD. And a lot of teenagers or young adults nowadays face mental health
Issues because of
which
that.
is also a byproduct of PCOD. It does lead to anxiety or mild depression or different forms of illnesses.
At that time, did you face any of those mental challenges? Did you feel, other than
I
becoming
may
a loner?
have.
But you don't know that.
I
right?
may have because I was too young, so I couldn't
To
tell what
identify
it was.
what
I
might-
was so busy counting the weight on the scale.
Right.
I may have faced mild depression because obviously I'm 13. Like I didn't know what
Yeah,
was
you don't
going
even
on.
Know, you don't even have words for it those days,
Yeah, and it was just like every day you're counting days and you're counting the scale like a kilo up.
man.
So it was hard.
Also, now 3 out of 5 girls have PCOD or PCOS. Yeah, it's that common, and it's a vicious cycle, right? Your eating habits are bad. It can lead to it. Weight gain can lead to it. Not checking when your menstrual cycles are irregular, when you have a lot of pain, you have to get these things checked. So it's and fast food and junk food just adds to all of that.
So I'm glad you spoke about nutrition, because that's what my next topic was, nutrition, because how important we know that now.
Yeah.
That you can do Pilates all day long, you can go and work out in the gym, and you can do Panchkarma, but if you don't eat right, or at least a maximum time, like 365 days, of course you have your occasional cheat days, but
6 out of 7
yeah.
in the week, I would say. Like, be good 6 days, cheat 1 meal.
Cheat 1 meal. Also, there's no cheat
not
day.
day.
It's a cheat meal.
I'm
What
a
if
mother in
someone-
this.
Really?
Once in a fortnight.
Yeah.
I don't
Really?
cheat, yeah.
So your control is tremendous then,
Yeah. So
But whenever I've seen you, we've been eating like quite a lot, yeah?
When have you seen
When
me?
you
No,
were
even
last
my birthday, we
eaten-
went all 3 days.
My
we watched-
birthday?
But 3 days non-stop.
Birthday doesn't
meal.
want-
Which
Eat.
birthday?
A
I mean, the
couple years
last
back.
time I have seen Poorna eat is at her wedding in Bali.
Ha.
The Bali, you'd never see Poorna eat that much.
So okay,
She's
then that
very-
means she's really
So
controlled.
you've
her.
really partied with her eating a long time back. I think
No, also it was birthday week, so it's allowed.
Yeah.
What is your nutrition? What are your fundas? What does your plate
So
look
you
like
know,
on
when
a
I
daily basis?
first, like I told you, I used to eat more than everybody. I would eat a full pizza. I would eat samosas. I would eat vada pavs. This was my daily.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you
This was how
serious?
This is my teenage years.
Right.
I was in
you can burn up
Xavier's,
anything in your teenage years, yeah.
but I told you I was Tondu.
Ha.
I was at I went to Xavier, so outside we had the best vada
Vada pav
pav
in
in
the
the
world, yes.
world except Karjat. So 2-3 vada pavs used to go
So you're a
across was
Sadanand
metro.
fan? Sadanand Vada Pav fan from Karjat?
Yeah. And I would just eat. And then when I started working out, people started asking me questions on nutrition. I had no clue because I would go to
Interesting.
I would go to China Gate and say 3 chocolate mousse. And they'd say, why? I said 2 for me to eat and 1 for people. Because you know, everyone wants a bite of your chocolate mousse. I
That sounds
hated
like me.
sharing.
I hate
So
sharing my
1 was
dessert.
for people to try and 2 were for me. And when people started asking me questions on nutrition, it started becoming my responsibility to kind of give them the right advice. I started reading up, I started learning, I started educating myself. I changed my eating habits because you have to lead by
It's very
example.
important, yeah.
I started eating clean. I cut out, all the fatty food from my diet to a certain extent. I think those days it would be 3 days of the week I would eat right, and in my 20s, and 4 days I would like cheat kind of a
And
thing.
today?
Today it's 6 days and 1 meal.
So what's your balanced thali like?
It has a lot of raw vegetables or cooked vegetables. It has protein, and it has good carbs.
And your thoughts on fat diets, like do this smoothie and you lose weight?
Anything that you can make a lifestyle and continue for the rest of your life, go ahead and do it.
You're on Instagram, you see all these various fads that wake up in the morning,
I
have
have
ajwain
learned
water
to,
and all that. Does that
like,
work?
I have
really?
learned to not let it affect me.
But does that really work? Any of these things work? or
We've
it's
tried
just
it. It doesn't work.
It
It
works
doesn't
for a
work?
very, very short
Yeah.
I think the first time Poorna and I became friends, the smoothie diet. Remember, Poorna, that big
That was
fat
very,
book?
yeah.
That big fat
also have
book
that book,
you
right?
got me, and we both looked at it and we actually did it for 2 days.
You actually out for 2 days.
For 2 days, and we were like, we can't,
happening.
you need to chew. We
Yeah,
are meant to
you can't
chew.
have
You
that.
can't drink. Your body has to go through the process of digestion when your body starts chewing food, because it's telling your digestive system
exactly.
that get ready to start
So
digesting.
you did try it.
Yeah,
We've tried some
We've tried
weird stuff.
everything. And for me, I try a lot of things because
To see
people
if it
ask
worked,
me,
right.
right? Like when keto came out, I tried keto. I was hangry all the time. I was hangry because
I totally get that. I
wanted
feel
to
you.
kill people. I
Yeah.
tried it for
I
a
get very
week.
irritable.
And after that, and even I used to cheat. I had a bowl of nuts behind my desk, and I would just eat that in between because I was always hungry.
Yeah.
And they say cheese paratha, and it's this small. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, how can this 2-bite paratha fill me up
I've
for
also
a
done
meal?
that, yeah. But strangely,
So-
it worked for me for that. At least for that period of 45 days, I lost a lot of weight.
And
but
put
I
it
ended up
back
gaining
on?
it. Oh, immediately.
That's the
In the
thing,
next
right?
3 weeks, I was a kilo or two more than
That's
what
what I say. If you can make it your lifestyle
Then
and
you-
not have any medical issues with it, and it's great for your body, you're looking young, your skin's feeling great, you're energetic.
No, but I would not recommend keto to anybody. It
I got
has
the
a-
keto flu. I had the worst fever.
It is the
Oh my
worst
God.
thing to
Yeah.
do to your system without carbs. I mean, carbs are essential fuel to run your body. But anyway, we'll talk about that on another day. Fun question for you.
Yeah.
Nutrition and diet, good diet whisper. What is your cheat meal of the day? Like today you want to, after a fortnight you want to cheat. What is that
Look
thing
at
that
my
makes you
eyes are
happy?
closed. Pani puri.
Oh, pani puri. It's not that
No,
bad.
it's fried. Yeah, but not 1, 2. I need to eat like 10, 15.
10, 15?
That's cheat meal.
That's a cheat meal.
That's what I eat at her kids' birthday parties.
Yeah.
Because she always has
Puri.
And what is your cheat meal?
chicken biryani.
Ah, I'm pretty close. Mine is butter chicken and garlic naan with lots of butter. And I haven't done that since I don't know how long. I went to Delhi, I think 6-8 months back. That's the last time I had butter chicken.
Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you, yeah.
Why?
I put on weight. I don't know whether it's my BMR or what has
You're
gone
from
on.
Ahmedabad. Now we are Gujaratis. We
Gujarati.
just like inhale and we put on
we
weight.
inhale and
just
put
start
on weight,
going up.
especially butter chicken
I'm
and all
also
that.
Rajasthan.
Okay,
like-
close.
Yeah, but you're
Gujarat
also
border, yeah.
much more into fitness than
So you eat and put on, we inhale and put on.
Also, because both of you are on my show, there's quite a coincidence. How many points do you give this friend of mine in terms of her commitment to fitness?
Can you give more than 100?
Is it? Are you being
Nice, no?
politically correct or being nice
Politically
to her?
correct or
No,
serious?
seriously.
More than 100, she's that.
Like sometimes I have to tell her, Poorna,
Phew, achhe, yaar.
please don't come to work out tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. I have told you that how many times, Poorna?
My God.
When she goes like a
fantastic,
little
yeah.
loopy, nutty, where she thinks like, oh God, whatever, and then I have to say, Poorna, calm down. Like, let's take a step back.
But that's
Let's do an
fantastic,
easy
yeah.
workout
If your teacher
today.
is telling you to calm down, that means
Yeah.
you must be really giving 1,000%.
Yeah. That's what I, said.
spoke
If
to
you
her
can give
about
more
her
than
mental
100.
challenges. I forgot to ask you. You seem to have a glorious career. You look
It's come with
like
a
you're
lot
in,
of challenges.
in your 30s or 40s. Any challenges that you faced which have kind of disheartened you?
So
And how
I
do you overcome?
told you that when I moved to my own studio, I was taken to court. Every
Right.
fortnight, I
Right.
went to court alone to fight the building. So there are always challenges, but it's like how you look at it, what makes you get out of it. You know, when I was at this studio where they were taking me to court, they sent a notice to all my celebrity clients that if they went to my studio, they would have to come to court.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Can
so
they do that?
imagine-
Is that legal even?
No, they don't, but who's going to go check, right? The first thing people did was stop coming to me. And I lost a lot of, and of course, a lot of the people who were close to me called me up and I said, don't worry, it's just like a hoax. But it was very, very mentally unsettling to have that kind of pressure on you all the time. Then I bought a place, and the moment I bought it, we went into, the markets fell.
Oh.
Okay, and I had invested
How
this
does
money.
the health market fall? Health and
No,
fitness
no,
market?
the stock market.
Oh, you mean the stock market
Yeah.
fell? Okay.
And I was going to lose a lot of money. Luckily, I could get out of that deal. I bought another place. I moved into my current studio just 2 years before COVID. We paid off all our loans, and then COVID hit, and then we were shut for 8 months.
My God.
So it was like
So
a
what is your
fight.
mindset at that time? What do you tell yourself that, okay, these problems are happening one after the other?
I love what I do, and I'm going to keep doing it. And whatever comes my way, I'll deal with it.
Nice. That's a great way of looking at it. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? It's time for a fun segment, Poorna, and I'll start with you. It's called the Ask Rohit segment. Since I
Ask
grilled
Rohit?
you. Yes, so you guys have one question each, and you can ask me whatever you want.
Anything. Does it have to be related to
I'd
fitness?
like it to
Politically
keep
correct.
I'd like to kind of keep it
Does it have to
towards
be
health,
related to
fitness, nutrition.
fitness?
बाप रे इतना तो दोनों ने साथ में कभी वर्कआउट करते पहले नहीं सोचा होगा.
Okay, Chal, tell me what is your fitness mantra?
My fitness mantra is consistency. I'd like to say that I'm pretty consistent when it comes to my nutrition, my workout routine. I follow. I don't make rocket science of it. कि आज मैंने Instagram पे ये देख लिया तो ये try करूँगा. I try out new things, but I try to stick to the basics. Push, pull, legs, compound movements, and I try and eat well as much as I can, even while I'm traveling. Of course, I do add instead of one cheat meal, like 3 cheat meals in a week. But I think I balance it out very well when I'm here. So I think that's been my...
Do you enjoy it?
I love it. I am addicted to working out. I'm addicted to wellness. I'm addicted to all these good... Because I feel that I just feel a lot more confident if I'm well, and I can enjoy the other things that I also enjoy once in a while, and that's
But
it.
can I also tell people that you're a liar?
Why? Why?
Why you liar?
What did I want?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just like very lost.
Didn't you tell me you will come to try Pilates?
I did. And I swear I want to, because I actually have been told to try Pilates.
Tomorrow.
It's good for my back.
Tomorrow.
He's going to America.
But tomorrow
Okay,
night,
here's the deal.
no.
Thank you for coming to my show. My word, the moment I'm back from America, I am coming. That's
You
what I
guys
mean.
are witness
But-
to this.
Yeah, I want to.
But
I will go
You can
and,
hold it against me if I don't.
and troll him.
Yeah, I will.
so
Pakka.
you're training with the 2 ladies. Huh, by the way.
Yeah. And now after hearing, maybe I shouldn't go with you for my first couple
But
of
tell
classes.
us something you swear by in fitness or diet or nutrition or alternative therapy. Like what's worked for you?
Quite
Panchakarma.
honestly, everything kind of works in good measure. But the one thing I will swear by, which I was telling you before the show, is
Panchakarma.
Panchakarma. And if I hadn't seen the drastic change in my system inside, outside, aesthetics look different. You work out for a few months properly, you'll look good. But my insides I feel like a new person. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning without an alarm. If I have to wake at 5, I don't have to put an alarm. At 4:45, I'll be up. It's just my mind. And my REM and deep sleep has become so much better.
How many hours?
I sleep for 7 to 8 hours. I don't
REM?
care. My REM is about, I can let you know, but it's at about 21. And no, REM is between 14 to 21, and my deep sleep is around 7% every night. And yesterday it was even better. So I attribute this to my newfound love, Ayurveda. I don't know. It's something that I have gone through, which is why I advocated very hard.
That too takes a lot of willpower, because to
Yes,
give up
it does,
something in
But anything we do
Panchakarma.
takes willpower.
Yeah.
Not to eat
and
that.
we have the willpower.
Yeah, we have the willpower.
I do not have the willpower to
You
give up
do.
coffee.
If you
Why? When I did the water fast for 6 days,
Yeah.
no coffee.
I have to
nothing.
try the water fast for 1 day. I believe is
I did it for
life-changing.
6. So
But
Panchakarma, I
didn't
don't
you
think
lose
won't.
your mind and become angry? No.
Because my
God.
mind was made up that I'm going to do this.
But I've been told to try it like once every month.
I think once is enough.
Once is enough.
It kind of messed my metabolism after that.
Yeah.
I felt like it was great when I did it, everything.
after that,
But
no.
after that, I just felt like my metabolism kind of slowed down because
Sluggish.
you have to keep doing
Yes.
it
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
consistently, and you can't do it consistently.
Yeah.
You can if you go like to Bali or you go to even Lonavala and stay there for 6 days and just focus
for-
on that. Like
that's something I would be able
Panchakarma,
to-
when you
yeah.
go to the Ayurvedic center and you do it,
Do
you
it, yeah.
can. If
It's
you try
easier.
to do it,
No
in the
way. No way.
Yeah. Makes
So yeah,
sense.
does that answer both your questions?
Yes.
Honestly, not politically correct?
Yes.
Okay. So before we let you go, the last segment is called the Keep Going Mantra. Now we all have various diversities in our life. We have various challenges. So many times we meet a mountain or a ravine and we don't know what to do because we don't always have answers. What is that Keep Going Mantra for the two of you? Anytime you met with a challenge, what do you tell yourself? Poorna, we'll start with you.
I keep telling myself, you've got this.
You've got this?
You've got this.
Wow, that's it. That's simple and great.
Yeah.
You've got this. You?
Learn from your weaknesses and make it your strength.
Oh, wow. Fabulous, yeah.
Like I didn't know what to do. I made a fool of myself. I
But
went
you
back.
went back and did it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for coming on the show. This was
Thank
quite
you
an
for having
insightful
us.
chat. And I promise you, the moment I'm back from the US, I'm coming for Pilates.
Done.
Maybe not with her. And you guys keep watching Unstoppable, and I hope that these stories, these inspiring stories, inspire you to take up wellness, health, nutrition, and eat well, live well, and be healthy. Keep watching Unstoppable with Rohit Roy. Lots of love. Take care.